It's the mastermind behind the mic. Give me what you like, never think about it twice. Coming with the real facts, and that's for real. Along with special guests, you know the deal. Label as the podcast, I stand on it. I'm all about my grind, cause my grind I be on it. That's what it's all about. When you're trying to be successful, you know what I'm saying? The solo show, yeah. Yeah. Back in the building. That's right. Episode 18, solo show with yours truly, the mastermind behind the mic, the podcast on. Back at it again. Late night session again. I'm hitting my vape again. That's right. Vape session. I'm in the vape, y'all. Having my drink, of course. Hope everybody's been having a great week. The week is finally over. And it's been a long one. But I'm doing my thing. I hope everybody's been doing their thing too also. Because that's what it's all about, man. Enjoying life, having fun, kicking it with family and friends and shit like that. But while everybody's out doing their thing and parlaying and all that shit, man, I'm in the lab. That's right, the KP lab. They keep pushing lab. I keep pushing. Vape session, y'all. I'm an addict. I'm a vape head. I've said it before. I'm a vape head. If you hadn't checked out the YouTube channel, man, check it out. Like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Of course, coming up real soon, July 26th will be my first video episode on the YouTube channel. It'll be available. I'm not going to even give out any info on what the next episode is going to be about. It's just going to probably be some random shit. There's no telling about me. I'm very unpredictable. I will come with some random shit from time to time. So, and I'll be on some real shit too now. Don't get me wrong. But I like to have fun. I like to talk about some real shit. Some of the shit that's going on in our world. Because there's a lot of things that's going on. Of course, with all this COVID shit still spiking up and all that shit, you get so tired of talking about that and hearing about COVID, man. That shit is just not going to go anywhere. Something you got to get used to. I started back wearing my fucking mask. Put my mask on after having a round of that shit. I ended up getting COVID a while back. Shit had me pretty sick. So, you know what? I said, man, you better put that mask back on. And that's what I've been doing. Trying to prevent from that shit, getting that shit again. Don't want to get it again. And these people have been having bouts of that shit, man. They've been getting it a couple of times. And then they get talking about all these fucking new variants and shit again. I'm like, this shit is not going anywhere. This shit is here. It's here. Not going anywhere. So, I stay masked up when I'm out. I was being a little bit lenient, not wearing a mask. I had started feeling a little comfortable not wearing a mask and all that shit. I'm like, no, man. After I caught that shit, I'm like, no, you better put that mask back on. I've been wearing it. So, it's not going anywhere. Fuck COVID. I wish this shit has been around. If you look on aerosol cans and all that shit's been around. It's on the aerosol cans and shit, man. It's been around. And somebody dropped the mother to the point where it just fucked up everything. To the point where it had motherfuckers shut down. Yeah, and I'm reflecting on that shit too, because I can remember back when that shit came about, when it was out here really, really heavy. It had shit shut down. Motherfuckers was off the 9 to 5s and all that shit. And I went through a period of like almost 3 months from being off the 9 to 5. They gave me an opportunity to work on some shit as far as the podcast and all that. And of course, new podcasts start coming about. And then you had shit going on Instagram with my boy, the DJs and all that shit, man. Damn, I can't even think his fucking name, man. But y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. And it kept people entertained and all that, listening to him and checking him out on IG. D Nice, yeah, damn, it popped up. It popped up in my head then. Yeah, D Nice, and he was rocking this shit, man. That during those times, motherfuckers needed that shit because they was in house, couldn't do any fucking thing, man. And you know he would come on nights of the week and perform and shit, man, on IG. And I was like, man, yeah, I would hook my fucking little mini speaker up, man, Bluetooth that shit and be blasting this shit through the house. And that shit gave some motherfuckers some hope. But this shit is still out here. It's not going anywhere. I think it's going to be here from now on to the end of time. That's just my thought on that shit. I'm thinking that shit is not going anywhere. And a lot of it is due to people not doing what they need to do as far as being vaccinated and all that shit. Fuckers do not believe in going to get vaccinated. So I've had my vaccines, of course. I need to get another one. But I think due to me having COVID a little while back, I've got to wait a while before I end up getting another vaccine. So I got to do what I got to do. I hope everybody's going to do what they need to do. You know, I wish people would do what they need to do. People done got so fucking comfortable not wearing any mask anymore, and the numbers are steadily going up. But so much fuck COVID. I hate that shit, man. That shit took a lot of people out. Took them off the earth, man, and I hate that shit. You know, just sitting here just speaking about it, you know, thinking about some of the people that I knew personally that passed away from it, that are gone, man. And that was before they even came up with the vaccines and all that shit. So vaccines wasn't around, and we lost a lot of people. Lost a lot of them. And some I knew personally. And I have flashbacks on that shit, man, because people I was really close to, they're not here anymore because of COVID. So motherfuckers need to just take shit seriously and try to, you know, look out for their well-being, because my thing is, if I'm going to go down from this shit, and I'm praying that I don't, it's not going to be because I wasn't trying to do what I need to do to prevent from getting fucked up from behind it. You know what I'm saying? So, man. But in the other news, as far as the podcast, as I was saying, coming up in July, July 26th. Hell, it's July now. July 26th will be the first episode of video of the podcast, of course. If you hadn't already, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Do it, man. It's going to be fun. Of course, I've been brainstorming. Came up with another idea of doing a late night session episode each week, like on a Saturday night or some shit like that, where I have a panel of people to come on and we talk about some random shit. Some funny shit, some wild shit, some real shit. That shit would be crazy as hell. And I'm looking forward to that, man. Just thinking about that, man. You know, motherfuckers don't call me the mastermind for nothing. You know, because I'm always thinking about shit. Thinking about ways to improve and get better at what I do in this game. So be looking out for that shit. Yeah, this vape, man. I'm a vape head, y'all. I am a vape head. I'm addicted to this motherfucker. Ain't nothing to be proud about. But the vape, And I'm gonna talk about the vape briefly. Um, there's something that I picked up on. I used to be a smoker. I think I've talked about that before. I used to be a smoker of cigarettes. None of this shit is good. But I got to fucking with the vape, and I really started liking the vape. Doesn't get in my clothes and shit. But I do it normally when I do the episodes. You know, this is what I do, and you hear it periodically doing the episodes that it's the vape, y'all. It's the vape. Yeah, you hear it tonight. It's the vape. It's a vape session. But yeah, the vape. I've been looking into some things with the vape too, on a business side. You know, so be looking out for some shit. You never know about me. You know, I'm always in trying to get into different shit, and trying to be an entrepreneur. So be looking out for some shit. You'll be surprised about me. I'm telling you, for those of you that don't know me, you will know me real soon. My capabilities about what I can do. And it's the vape, y'all. It's the vape. But I have me a drink. Actually drinking beer tonight. And by the way, I'm drinking out of a fucking red Solo cup. Actually, I'm a blue Solo cup guy. My son went out to the store and asked him to get me some cups. You know, this is what I drink out of, especially when I do the shows and all. And he brought me some fucking red Solo cups back, and I'm like, man, what is this? He was like, Dad, they didn't have any blue ones. I was like, damn, I prefer just drinking out of a fucking glass then. But since he bought them, I broke them out. And of course, I'm glad it's not on video because I'm not a red Solo cup drinker. Even though the shit is going to go down the same way, I just prefer blue. I like blue cups. And of course, I'm a fan of black because I wear a lot of black. You may notice whenever people that know me, when they see me with something black on, wearing a black shirt. And I try not to wear too much black because of the intense heat in Mississippi. Black is not the thing to wear because it gets really hot in this motherfucker, man. Really hot. It's the vape, y'all. So, but black is my favorite color. And it blends with everything. It matches, goes with everything, you know. So you may tend to see me with some black on, black sneakers or some black tee, maybe even a black hat from time to time. But I sweat so fucking bad that I don't wear hats right now unless I'm on the set doing the show. And you probably will be seeing me wearing a lot of hats doing video of the show. I like hats, but the intense heat, man, it gets hot and shit. Wearing hats on a daily, man, I be sweating like a motherfucker. I'm talking about sweating bad, nigga. It's to the point that I might have to put a goddamn headband on because I sweat bad. I do. So, shout out to all the motherfuckers with receding hairlines, man. I hate to put you out there like that. I hate to fuck with you like that, man, but, you know, I've seen it too much. Motherfuckers with receding hairlines, man, you need to cut that shit off, man. Quit trying to go back with the line, man. You trying to keep that shit. What are you holding on for? That's an indication of telling you that it's time to let it go. Cut your fucking hair off, man. If your shit is sitting back to your ears, the top of your ears, it's time to let it go. Time to let it go. Quit using the card and all that shit, getting that shit sprayed, and your hairline sprayed. You know, of course, now they got I call it the fucking carpet. Now, This used to be the fucking toupee. Now they putting the fucking carpet. They putting the glue on and shit. Just like a woman putting fucking eyelashes on with the glue. And don't get me wrong, I like the long eyelashes. Don't get me wrong now. I like to see that shit on women, man. Some of them be a little bit too out of reach, man, where, hey, that's a little bit too much. I'm talking about motherfuckers be curled up at the end like some toenails. Stop wearing them that fucking long. It don't take all that. But unless you get that shit done right. And a lot of motherfuckers like to do this DIY shit. That shit don't work all the time, man. That's a professional do that shit and do it right with the eyelashes. Of course, you know, my wife, she put the eyelashes on. She wear them. Don't get me wrong. I like that shit. It looks good when it's done right. But back to the fucking receding hairline. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, no shit like that. But let that shit go. When that shit start dropping back like that, let it go. Let it go. I need to start getting some t-shirts. Put some t-shirts out, say let it go. And just put it in a little small writing up under the bottom of that shit. Receding hairline. Let it go. Let it go. I had that issue. Receding hairline. Fucking braids. I had fucking braids at one point. I used to rock that shit. Yeah. Motherfuckers see me bald here. They were like, damn, you had braids? Yeah, I had braids, man. Yeah. Went through that period. Had the big fro. I'm talking about I had some fucking hair on my head. That's the baby, y'all. I had the fro. I had the braids. And the problem was with that shit was I was wearing a hat all the time. And it started receding my fucking hairline. And I had to start going back a little bit with the line. And it started going back a little further and a little further and a little further. And they was like, no, man, it's time to let it go. So motherfuckers didn't believe that I was going to cut my hair. They thought, man, you ain't cutting your hair off. I'm like, man, I'm not fucking wearing my hair like this with my hairline back. What I'm going to do, keep wearing that hat to make it look like I got a full head of hair? My receding hairline was actually showing his ugly face. That shit was showing. It's the vape, y'all. It's the vape. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to cut this shit off, man. I'm going to cut it down. I didn't get the full bald head, but I cut it down real low. And I told some motherfuckers, like, I'm finna cut this shit, man. This shit I got to cut it. Bad as I don't want to, I got to cut it. My wife didn't believe that shit neither. She didn't believe I was going to cut my hair. And I ended up cutting that shit. And I trimmed it down. She was blown away. And other people saw like, damn, he cut his hair. And I wore it like that maybe about 2 weeks with it real low. I'm like, yeah, it's time to go and get the bald head. And motherfuckers fail to realize if you got a fucked up head, the bald head does not go well. You got a fucked up head. I've seen some fucked up bald heads. And, you know, and I understand that you may have to go ahead and cut it off because you might be balding in the top at the crown, as they say. You might be balding a little bit. You got that fucking helicopter landing pad starting to develop in the top. You might have to go ahead and just cut it off because that shit doesn't look good either. It makes you look like you about 70 years old. And I know that as time and years goes on, man, you know, shit gonna change. You know, we change. Your bodies change. Everything change. But especially with hair. And I understand that you had to cut your shit off. But some motherfuckers got some fucked up heads. And I prefer putting a damn hat on. And anytime you try to put a fitted cap a fitted baseball cap on, and you got a fucked up head, and the cap is like, it doesn't even fucking look right because the fucking crown of your head is fucked up, man. You got this big ass head, and you trying to put that hat on, but it's understandable. You're not trying to keep that little bit of hair on your head. You just say, fuck it, go ahead and cut that shit off. This is just something I got to deal with. Motherfucker, I prefer a motherfucker with a fucked up head like that, man. Just put a Scully on. I know here in Mississippi, I know it gets over 100 degrees and shit, man. But some of you need to just put something on, fucking stocking cap on, as they say. Put a stocking on that shit. It's the vape, y'all. But yeah, receding hairlines, man, it happens. It's hereditary at times too, man. People, that shit runs in your family. Of course, my family, the guys, majority, all of them got bald heads now. You know, you start losing that hair, man. You just go ahead and just cut that shit off. Now the gray, of course, my family, they gray pretty good. I've rocked the gray before. On a lot of occasions, I've rocked gray hair, the gray beard and all that shit. And I got to a point at once that, you know, I let that shit grew out, and it was, man, that shit was gray as a motherfucker. And I'm like, man, I'm either going to put some color in this shit and dye this shit, or nigga, you going to cut this shit off. Because I started looking like fucking Santa Claus. And I'm a motherfucker that really cares about his appearance. I'm taking care of my appearance now. I mean, just point blank. And I said that, you know what? You either gonna wear that shit like that or you gonna cut it off. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna wear it like that. Don't want to cut it off because it was growing pretty good. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make just for me I'm gonna get him some business. And I'm gonna put some fucking dye in this shit if I'm gonna wear it. Because if I don't, I'm cutting this shit off. I'm gonna have that baby's ass face. You know what I'm saying? Face as smooth as a baby's ass because I'm not fixing to wear that shit like that, man. And most motherfuckers, they be like, man, why you letting that gray come out, man? You know, fuck that. I tried it. Don't get me wrong. I got some photos with some gray, with a lot of gray. And I'm like, nah, man. Bro, you either gonna cut that shit off or you gonna put some color in it. And that's what I did. So, a lot of motherfuckers, man, dye is saving a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? There's women too. I'm not leaving you out neither. I'm not leaving the women out neither. Putting color in their shit, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, people gonna say what they want to say, you know. They gonna try to laugh and fuck with you, man. You putting that Beijing and you put all the color in your shit trying to make yourself look young. Motherfucker, I care about me. And if you don't like it, so what? Who gives a fuck? So I'm gonna do what I want to do to make me happy. And if you don't like it, tough love. It is what it is. I'm gonna color my shit or I'm not gonna wear it. So advice, I'm giving advice now to motherfuckers that's wearing dye, putting just for men in this shit. Damn, I'm showing motherfuckers up, huh? Use motherfucking real black, man. Do not use jet black. Jet black is just what its name is. Jet black. When you use jet black, and I've used that shit before. You know, because I wanted to darken that shit, you know. That shit looked just like it was painted. Looked like fucking paint. Looked like Fucking shoe polish paint. Don't use that shit. Use real black if you're gonna dye your shit black. Use real black. Make it look natural. My shit looks natural. It doesn't look like it's painted. I had to figure that shit out because I'm like, damn, this shit looks so black and it's so obvious looking. Even though motherfuckers do know your shit is colored, but damn, shit super black. So don't use jet black. Public service announcement. Do not use jet black. Use real black. Now, carpet, we call it fucking carpet. We've been laughing about this shit here as of lately about the hair. Motherfuckers that's going bald, they putting the glue on the shit and gluing it down and trimming it up. And don't get me wrong, the fucking barbers make that shit look good as fuck. Make it look like you got a full-fledged head of hair on your head. That shit there, man. If I gotta start doing that shit, I'm gonna cut my hair on off, man. I'm not gonna go through that process of wearing that shit. You know, because there's no telling what you gotta pay to get that shit done. You know, each week or however so often they have to change that shit out, because I'm quite sure they got to eventually change that shit out. I don't know, because I never had to do that, never will do that shit, because I'm just going to be strictly bald. I definitely don't want to use that shit, putting that hair on top of my head, gluing that shit down on my head and all that. It's not that serious. I'm not going to do it. But, you know, you got some. I'm not knocking those that's doing it, because that's your thing. But I'm not going to do that shit. I'm just going to stick with the ball and just for men. It's the Vape, y'all. So, man, I've been just laid back, kicking it and laughing. I get a kick out of shit, man, you know, because I'm funny as hell. I see shit. A lot of times I don't talk about shit to people, you know, especially if it's something that I'm afraid that it might offend somebody, because I will say some random shit. And if it's some shit that's funny, I'm going to say something about it. But I'm one of those type cats that I can say shit to certain people, well, majority a lot of people, and kind of get away with it. I don't know what makes me so special with that shit, but I'm very, very funny. I always been that way. I always been a clown. I've always been told that, man, you are fucking stupid. You know, I hear that so much, man. You are fucking crazy, man. And that's just who I am, because, you know, I like to be happy. I like to see people laugh. I like to make people laugh also. And I can say things to certain people and get away with that shit, to where if anybody else say something, they'll get offended. They'll be mad as fuck. But I guess that's because they know me and they know who I am, how, you know, as far as being funny. And they know I don't mean anything about it. But certain motherfuckers, man, they just can't do that shit, because it's about to be some shit popping off. if certain people say something and that you know is funny, but it may offend that person. But I can kind of get away with that shit. So I've been, you know, just being funny pretty much all my life. A lot of times I acted, you know, just make mama laugh and grandma laugh and make them laugh to keep from getting an ass whooping. I would say some shit or do something to prevent from getting an ass whooping. I knew how to keep you off my ass now. Definitely. Didn't want to get no ass whooping. I'm telling you, I was afraid of an ass whooping. So That's who I am. So y'all hadn't seen nothing yet, man. The upcoming videos and all that shit, man. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be fun. And of course, just gonna be me. And if you don't like what you see or like what you hear, hey, I totally understand. But I'm gonna be me 24/7, 365. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna voice my opinions on certain things. And I respect other people's opinions, and I hope they respect my opinions as well. It's the vape, y'all. Vape sessions. So, late night session, as I was saying about, uh, doing a late night session episodes coming up real soon. Just something that it really just popped in my head to talk about some random shit. Shit that's going to be, may be some confusion or, get people's opinions. Everybody's going to have their opinions on certain shit. And there's going to be some random funny shit. So be looking out for that. Because it's coming. Got a lot of things on the horizon. And y'all continue to tune into the podcast. Continue to tune in. It's the vape, y'all. It's the vape. But yeah, continue to tune into the podcast. Like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Much appreciated, excuse me. Much appreciated. Back in 30. All right, back in this motherfucker. Back in here, y'all. Had to take a quick 30-second time out. But you'll be seeing a lot of that. Well, not a lot, but 30 seconds. I will be taking a 30-second break, a time or two during the episode. Got a lot of new shit coming. Can't wait for this video. Photos. Some funny shit. If it's some funny shit that's going on out here and I get access to it, yeah, you will see it on the podcast. You definitely will see it. You'll see the photo. We'll definitely have it on the screen. And voice my opinion about that shit. Lives are coming. We'll be doing some lives from time to time, as I said. In my latest little video clip on the YouTube channel I did several days back, we'll be doing some lives, especially with interviews and of course just a regular show, because you'll see some I'll have some shows where I'll be by myself. There's not gonna be nobody all the time on as a guest on the show. So you're just gonna get 100% all me and my thoughts and opinions on certain shit. What's trending. So be on the lookout for that. Always feel free that if you want to come on the show, on the podcast, man, hey, come on. Hit me up. You can always come on. You can always come on. It don't matter who you are. You want to come on the show, hit me up. We'll talk about it. Bring you on. It's that simple. It's the vape. It's the vape. This vape thing is something that It just catchphrase, man. This is something that I do. Um, Sometimes I say some shit and I think back, I'm like, damn, I said some shit, man, that was really catchy. And you, the viewers and the listeners, man, y'all catch on to that shit. And because it's been brought back to my attention on certain things, about what I've said, like, man, you vape head. And I've heard that here in the last week or so about vape head shit. So yeah, I'm gonna take that shit to another level. The vape head. Definitely gonna be on a T. Working on a design. It's in my head now. About the vape head. So can't tell too much because I got a lot of ideas. And that's another thing. Certain things you have to work on in silence. You can't tell all your ideas of what you're trying to do because you got people out there. Not only just because of what you're doing, especially like with me doing a podcast, but you got people out there that hate on that shit, man. And will try to put a roadblock in a way from trying to prevent you from going along with your plan. You have to work in silence. You have to move different, and that's what I've had to learn. You come up with your ideas and put your things into play and have that layout, but you keep it to yourself. And you have motherfuckers wondering, man, what he's gonna do next. Surprise them. That's what you got to do. You got to surprise motherfuckers, man. You can't tell all your ideas and your secrets. You got to watch your circle. Watch your circle of people around you. Everybody that laughs and all that shit and do all that shit with you, a lot of times they're not who they say they are. And they don't have to even say anything out of the way for you to recognize that shit. It's how they move. You watch them. Because that's just me. I watch motherfuckers. I don't fuck with a lot of people. Especially once I see how they move and how they go about doing shit. I definitely back off. I said it before. I back away. Once I see how you move and it's on some bullshit, if I see how you do something towards somebody else, my mind automatically clicks. It's like, this motherfucker could do the same thing to me. So you have to move different. You have to, whatever you plan or whatever you got planned, on the horizon, whatever's got coming up, man, you keep that shit to yourself. You don't tell everybody your move. You make your move. But you don't tell everybody what you're trying to do. You surprise the motherfucker. You surprise them. I'm like, damn, this nigga did that. Yeah. It's the vape, y'all. So that's how I move. That's how I move. Word of advice. Move in silence. Work in silence. Surprise them. Because you got haters out here. They ain't going nowhere. Non-supporters. I've had those conversations with good people about non-supporters of what you do. That shit don't even bother me anymore. That shit doesn't bother me. It motivates me. Because my thing is, if you can support their cause or whatever they got going on, if you can spend your hard-earned money and support them, and you're supposed to be friends, they should be able to do the same thing with you. A lot of them don't. But I don't worry about that shit. I don't. I just do me, do my thing. I try to do what's right. Anything dealing with kids or anything like that, especially with children, because I'm a father, I'm very supportive of kids and their functions and all, whether it's selling fucking Girl Scout cookies or all that shit. Very supportive of that. Very supportive. Always been supportive of kids. Love kids. Any way I can help a kid, I'm going to help him. That's just who I've been. That's who I've been. So, watch your move. Watch your circle. Put it like that. Watch your circle. Watch your circle. It's good to move by yourself sometime. Good to move by yourself. Best way to be. I love being by myself. I'm more focused. And don't get me wrong, I got a couple of people, and I say a couple that I can really count on. But it's not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. See this shit all the time. So just be careful out here. My listeners, my future viewers, can't wait for the video though. But I appreciate the love for the ones that really just took the time out of their schedules and all to listen to the podcast. Following me on social media. Really just showed me some love. I appreciate that shit. This shit gonna get even better. Because you know why? I believe. My vision is totally different. I have a vision. I have a fucking vision. I have a plan. Stick to that shit. I stick to the plan. Have a vision. That go for any of you out here that's listening in to the show each week. And whatever it is you're trying to do, stick with your plan. Don't let nobody get in the way of it. Don't let nobody get in the way of your plan. That's why I keep my grass cut so low, man. I'm telling you, if I didn't want to fuck the yard up, it'd be to the dirt. Because I definitely want to see the snakes. There's a lot of them out here. Keep your shit cut low. It's the vape, y'all. Definitely stick with your plan. Stick with your plan. Don't let nobody get in the way of your shit. Don't let nobody try to talk to you in a way that you can't do shit. Because if you got a weak mind, you'll start believing that shit. You start giving up. Stop worrying about followers and all that shit. Especially on social media and all that shit. Especially doing this shit, what I'm doing. I don't worry about that shit, man. Worry about no fucking followers. I don't care about no 20,000 followers and 15,000 followers and all that shit. That shit don't mean nothing. That's just fucking followers. That shit don't mean nothing. You don't worry about no fucking followers and all that shit. It's the vape, y'all. Don't worry about no followers and all that. No, I don't worry about those big numbers. You know, you have motherfuckers that hit you up on IG and all this shit, man, about you pay this, you can get this number of followers and all that shit, man. Fuck that shit. You wasting your time. I've had motherfuckers hit me up so many times about that shit, about fucking followers. They can get me this many followers and all that shit. Don't worry about that bullshit. I only worry about the loyal motherfuckers followers. Those are the ones I bring it to each and every week. Those are the ones I'm focused on. The ones that's in my inbox and calling me and talking about the show. Those are the ones I'm really focused on. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe. See, no followers, they're not going to be the ones that give you that opportunity to really make a name for yourself. And don't get me wrong, there's people out here watching whatever you did, whatever it is you're doing, especially with this podcast shit. With me, somebody's watching. Somebody's saying, man, this man's got a lot of potential. Damn, excuse me about that. But it's saying that this motherfucker got a lot of potential. Those the ones I'm worried about. The ones that saying that the possibilities that I could go further. Yeah. It's a vape, y'all. So I don't worry about that shit. I do me. I focus on me. I rehearse. I do all that shit. Not ashamed to say that. Nothing to be ashamed of anyway. Practice make perfect. And I practice. I rehearse. Because my vision is different. And the best is yet to come. And stay tuned. Stay tuned to that shit. Stay tuned. For the guests that want to be a part of the Jock Johnson podcast, the solo show, have any questions or comments, hit me up on IG at The Real Jock Johnson. Also follow the YouTube channel. Check the YouTube channel out. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be fun, y'all. It's going to be dope as fuck, too. Also, check me out, 216 The Blend, every Tuesdays at 9 a.m. and again at 9 p.m. Cleveland, Ohio, Live 365 Radio. Yeah, I'm on radio. Also, check me out at Twitter at the Jock Johnson Podcast, LLC. That's right, LLC. And, of course, hit me up in my email at jockjpodcast@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Love to get you on the show. It's about going to wrap it up. Yours truly, the mastermind behind the mic, the podcast on. It's the vape, y'all. Always remember, do what you love what you do. I'm out, y'all.